Good evening, everybody. We're here back on our set podcast. We finally have a name. We're going to go by Outlandish for various reasons. We don't tend to always agree on stuff that we always say in the most hot topic, even if we agree or disagree. Again, to my right, we have Don, the sports analysis, business analysis, connoisseur, HBCU grad. We have Mike, the guy from Philly, the LeBron apologist. The trap, as you say. And then we got me, Zach, Morgan alum, higher ed professional, sports writer by night, you know. So today we're gonna hit the topics. We're gonna get straight into it. We finally have a name. So the Outlandish podcast is our first inaugural episode with the title. So we'll have that same energy that we bring in each episode. So for our first topic, again, anybody can answer. Our first topics, you can respond, agree, disagree, whatever the case may be. First topic, Lakers reviews. Currently, the Lakers aren't doing too hot. They're under 500. They entered the All-Star break under 500 due to LeBron missing a huge stretch of games. So we're going to compare LeBron's career at 34 with the Lakers to Kobe's career at 34 with the Lakers, and what to expect coming into how LeBron's going to handle that. So with the season ending, are the Lakers going to make the playoffs, and is LeBron going to surpass Kobe in what he did at 34 with the Lakers?
You want to go first?
Take it.
Of course he's going to make the playoffs.
Why?
Because he's LeBron.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. I'm tripping.
He's like Mr. Playoffs.
Mr. Playoffs, okay.
And then the second topic, yeah, he's going to have a better record.
What was the record?
As long as he plays.
45 wins?
45 and 28, 27.
One of the two. That's fine. Don't matter. Keep going.
As long as he plays, then yeah, they'll beat the record. It's 45 and 37. That's what Kobe was
45 and 37.
at the half.
Okay.
Oh, no, that's the full season. 45, 37.
Right, I mean,
full season?
Yeah, for at the half, they're the same.
I mean, I don't think so, to be honest. Like, I don't know. The reason why I say that is so much going on with the Lakers, I don't even know how much those players really want to be on the Lakers at this point. Because, like, if you look at them after that whole AD situation, half of them look shook. They look so shook. Like, they all looking like they just don't even know, like, how to go on anymore after, like, knowing, like, oh, I might not be here, or y'all don't want me anymore. So I don't know how much he can really get out of them. And I don't think that's a him thing. I think that's just the nature of the environment created because they were talking about trading the whole team. But also, too, like, I don't know, like, I think talent-wise they can have more because, like, they have a lot more talent than the Lakers did in 2012, 2013.
Okay.
So, like, I feel like they should achieve more, but I feel like they won't. Especially as, like, you get in the second half of the season, them young dudes probably just going to quit and just going to be out there like, oh, I'm going to just get my dub. I'm going to go home.
Okay. So I think with the Lakers, I don't think the Lakers are going to make the playoffs. And I don't see LeBron passing Kobe at 34 with the 45 and 37. I don't see it because back then Kobe actually there was a system in place. I mean, yeah, of course it was Kobe jacking, but kind of earlier in the year, Kevin Durant, there was an interview and they talked about a lot of people don't really want to play with LeBron, not necessarily because they don't want to win, but it's a heavy burden to play with LeBron because of there's always going to be high expectations, and you have the media, and it puts so much strain. That's why, like, superstars don't really want to come there. Not every single superstar, but I think the fact that they tried to trade everybody, like, I don't think that that management style was effective. And then Magic Johnson's gonna fly out to the Philly game, and then basically
suspect trying to talk to who was it? Ben Simmons.
I don't know
and
why.
then I don't know, like,
I wouldn't like them. I mean, I would like them together. LeBron and Ben together, but I wouldn't. I would, but I wouldn't.
And that's why I don't think LeBron went there anyway to begin with to go to Philly. But I was thinking Magic Johnson flying all the way out to Philly to talk to the players like, yeah, we did try to trade you, but we need you to play. And yeah, you can do that because you're Magic Johnson, but the reality is you probably tanked that whole season with that whole AD. Think about it. The Pelicans fired Dell Demps. They fired the general manager right after right after that because he wanted 4 first-round picks and then some.
I don't understand why everybody fired him, to be honest.
What's the so-called cause?
I think it was something with management.
Probably.
I think it was
like
think they wanted to trade AD, and I think they choked on it. They messed the trade up. They thought that the Lakers.
So it was him?
I don't think it was him.
He's just the person to blame for it.
He's the fall guy. Yeah.
I'll say one thing too though, like just looking at the team, like first of all, I don't think the Lakers make playoffs. I've been screaming that the whole year. He'd be lucky to get a 9 seed.
Y'all see me, right?
He's not.
I'm the only one that said it.
He's not making playoffs. But second,
he might not beat the record, but he's definitely going to.
But second of all, like I don't know. I just don't think that.
I don't think he makes the playoffs. It's not because like LeBron is great, but I think that stretch with the groin, I think that made him.
That's why I said if he plays,
it's too much to ask for. And
they
then
might just sit him the rest. They might sit him like the last 20, 15 games. To be honest,
you do that. I mean,
so
you kind of have to. You at this point you have to, because if they sit LeBron, which I highly doubt will happen, you're firing Luke Walton.
Oh, he's about to say he getting fired already.
Right.
Are you ready? Get him out of here! Get him out of here! Get the hell out of here!
They're 28 and 29. Then the Sacramento Kings are 30 and 27th, and they're in 9th place. So it's like,
and the Kings hungry.
The Kings are hungry.
They're hungry.
The Lakers have to win out pretty much, or someone, or the Spurs or the Clippers have to fall like tremendously, which I don't see either happening. But it is the West. But the Lakers have one of the top 5 toughest schedules left in the bottom of the division in the West. I feel like that's too much for LeBron to overcome. He has talent, but I think they're too young.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
I know they're gonna make it.
I don't see it. Like,
do you think they? So you think they end up with a better record than 45 and 37?
I can't say that one.
Because
I know that if LeBron plays, they'll make the playoffs.
Because I'm saying their next.
Do you think they? Because Kobe didn't make playoffs that year, did he?
I think. I don't know.
I don't think he did.
I don't think so. So, but even then, do you think comparing?
Wait, 2012?
12 to 13.
Yeah.
They didn't make the playoffs that year.
I don't think they made the playoffs that year.
So do you think they get more wins than 45? Yes or no? Like, pick a side. Yeah, you could say it'll be close or not close, but do you think they get more wins than 45? I vote no. I think they fall short.
Games left? At 57.
It's third. What is it? 25 games left.
28.
It's 25 games left.
So 25.
Yeah, it's 20. It should be. It's 25.
Minus 57. 25.
They did make it. They did make the playoffs that year.
They did make it. Okay.
Yep. They lost to in 2012. They lost to Denver. Or no, they won. They lost to OKC 1-4 in 2012, and in 2013 they lost to San Antonio. They got swept.
Okay.
First round.
Mm-hmm.
So all right. So if LeBron plays, they beat the record and they make the playoffs. So
my thing is, LeBron is great, but you're not. Lonzo's been hurt like most of the season. Brandon Ingram. I don't understand for the life of me. Brandon Ingram has the same tool package as Kevin Durant, if not better at that specific age. But he just it goes on and off.
In his head. No, it's his head. He got the mindset.
But then also, my barber said something that was real key.
What?
Shout out to Rick. My barber said something that was real key. He said, "Do you ever think that Brandon Ingram is that's just who he is? That's just what he's gonna be. What he is right now."
Yeah, like he one of them. He another one of them dudes. They got all that talent, all the potential, but just probably can't always put it all the way together.
Did y'all see him play in college?
I did.
I watched him a little bit.
In college, but it was, to be honest, Coach K has gotten used to that. I can have 1 or 2 stars and they can do whatever they want, but I think he needed to stay, and that's the thing I have about the NBA now with the one and done. Like, back then you had people coming out of high school, but they were more hungry, different circumstances. Now everybody's doing this one and done, but your IQ's not fully developed, your game's not fully developed, and then the team that you go to, if you don't have a good developmental coach, you could be a bust. I'm just saying. So it's like, but
I'm sorry, go ahead.
But then you got Kyle Kuzma. He's gonna come every night. Josh Hart in and out the lineup.
Nova. And
then Rondo's in and out, but he's starting to get acclimated. I just don't. It's then Lance Stevenson. They traded Michael Beasley and Zubac. So it's like
the shooter though.
They
picked up the
shooter.
The shooter from Atlanta. Well, Atlanta, then the Sixers.
Mike Muscala.
I like him.
Yeah, he's tough.
Who else? That's it.
That's what I'm saying.
That's all they picked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And next game, 21st, you got game after the All-Star break. You got the Rockets.
They still might pick up Melo.
They should.
Probably not.
That's true.
I don't know how much Melo would help them.
I don't know how much better they get with that.
You have another score. It depends.
You get better. I just don't know
what Melo are you going to get? Are you starting Melo? in that system, you might as well. This season, you ain't got nothing to lose.
Playoffs, I'll probably start them.
Right.
If they make it.
So then they got the Rockets. They got their next 5 games. They got the Rockets. They got the Pelicans. They got the Grizzlies. They got the Pelicans again.
They should beat the Grizzlies and the Pelicans.
And then they got the Bucks, the Suns, the Lakers.
Yeah, they should definitely beat the Pelicans.
I don't know though. The Pelicans playing tough.
But the Lakers also.
With AD,
They do. They've been playing tough. They beat Boston. Well,
No, they beat last game before the season.
yeah, for the it was a
All-Star
good team.
break. Right, who was it?
It wasn't in Boston. No, they were close. They played close with
It
Boston.
was some young team, Sacramento. I think it was Sacramento.
No, it was another team they beat
Right,
in
it
the
was
East. That was nice.
Who was it? I was watching the game.
They beat the Thunder.
That's what it is.
Right, and Russell had 40
and then
with
Paul
triple-double.
George had a triple.
Kobe. So LeBron makes the playoffs, surpasses Kobe record in 2013.
No, they don't make the playoffs.
13.
And no, they fall short of the 45 wins.
If LeBron plays, yes, they make the playoffs. Yes, he beats the record.
All right. So moving on to the next topic. So for our next topic, we're going to talk about what to expect from the second half of the season. There were a lot of trades that went on. Porzingis said, "I'm out, New York." There were a lot of good moves. The Sixers get Tobias Harris in a trade. Toronto gets Marc Gasol. What do we make of the second half of the season? Who's a team that we should look out for? What are some bold predictions going into the second half? What can we expect?
Toronto winning.
Winning what?
Toronto's winning the East.
The East? Oh!
Toronto coming out the East.
It's gonna be.
Does Marc Gasol really make them that better?
He does.
Back than Valanciunas?
I think so.
He is.
How so?
He's first of all, he's more reliable on the block. He can go both ways on the block. He can pass out of the block too. People, one thing I am worried about with him is his getting up and down the floor because of the faster pace. But I don't think he'll. I think he'll manage that.
Okay.
But then I think also he might a little bit better on the defensive end for like rim protection. That's how I feel.
What do we think about the Markelle Fultz trade? He finally gets his new start in Orlando. Is it a win-win for both teams, or should?
I always thought they should have played Markelle with Ben. Let them learn each other. They're young dogs. They can run. I like T.J. McConnell.
I love him.
But I felt like they should have gave
That's
Markelle.
the fake J.J. Barea? That's what I call him.
He plays hard.
He do remind me of J.J. Barea, though.
But I felt like they should have gave him more time.
His shot was broke.
He has that serious injury.
Something wrong with his shoulder.
Yeah, I read up on it.
Yeah, that's not.
It's like
it's not
his
mental.
nerve system.
Yeah, it's not mental.
It's not mental.
Yeah.
Something messed up with his shoulder.
He don't need a jump shot. He's a 6'4" guard. He can get to the rack.
He needs it with Ben Simmons though. Ben Simmons can't shoot.
But he can get to the rack.
No, but to be effective, be as effective as he can be, is maximize efficiency and be as effective as he can. He needs a jump shot. Like he can't.
That's why they drafted him.
Thank you. Like you have, and he used to be able to shoot, and he's not freakishly athletic either. So I'm like, he's
got some.
He's no freakishly athletic though. He's a plus athlete.
38 vertical.
He's a plus athlete, but he is not freakishly athletic. So like, in my mind, in the NBA, he becomes like a solid to okay starter on a bad team and a solid bench piece on a good player without that jump shot. But I think in Orlando, he can get away from the spotlight, chill out, fall back,
hopefully.
And get right, get with a good medical system, get right, and then come back next year with the real Markelle Fultz. Like I'm not really. I hope so personally. I want to see him. I want to see anybody do bad to LeBron.
I think. Oh God.
Y'all hear this?
I think Philly is gonna. I think this is a benefit for them right now, but I think down the road this is gonna screw them up. Because we still don't know if Jimmy Butler is gonna resign. And he hasn't been playing typically great as of late. And Tobias Harris just came right in and contributed on both. Yeah, he fit.
Because I feel like
Tobias is a better.
I feel like Jimmy will resign just because Tobias is there.
Tobias is a free agent.
And I feel like Jimmy Butler's the type of player he knows he can get a bucket, but if Tobias is on, I'm gonna just play defense possibly.
That's true too.
That's why. That's how I look at it with him. He like I know I'm probably me and Joel's probably the best two on the team, but they balling. Let me play defense, like Rondo kind of.
I agree.
Similar-ish. Rondo can get a bucket,
yeah, he can.
But he's like, let me just.
And he hit a game winner too. He hit a game winner to hit Boston.
Rondo no.
I won't say he can do that.
I agree with that. Rondo can't get a bucket when he feel like it.
To the rim, yeah.
Rondo cannot.
He's smart enough to know to get a bucket.
He knows when he can, but LeBron, he knows when he can, but
he's not a walking bucket.
He's not going.
Okay.
He's not gonna come up the floor like Jimmy Butler's gonna be like, I'm about to get a bucket right here because I want to, no other reason.
Okay.
I'll say he won't. He's not a get a bucket on my jump shot, but he can get a bucket. Anybody can get a bucket at any time.
No.
That's what they in the NBA for.
No, then they would have done it.
He
Most of
does
them,
it when he needs to.
he does it when he can.
When LeBron went down against Golden State,
He never went over 20.
he did it.
But that's not his game, though.
He did what he
That's
had
not
to.
Because he can't do it anymore. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Bro, he can do it.
He can't. He's limited offensively. He's a
I
solid
get
point guard.
I get that.
He's very limited offensively. He can get a bucket when he understands he has the ability to at this moment because the defense is playing him a certain way.
I agree with that.
But he cannot come down the floor with the ball
Just
like Jimmy Butler
can. I agree with that.
and go, okay, I'm going to score on this possession. No ifs, ands, or buts in any kind of way.
He's good at sniffing out mismatches.
He's really good
So
at that.
therefore, you know you can get a bucket at any time.
No, because it's
No, 'cause
situations pertaining.
Yeah.
I don't agree.
Okay.
He's in the NBA for a reason. They all know when they can get a bucket. They do this.
Yeah, but that's the key word, win. He can't get a bucket every single drive.
He
You know
can't
what
come
I'm saying?
down and go, I'm going to score right now.
Yeah, exactly.
He can go, oh, I got this dude on me.
I can score.
score.
Yeah, but you know what I'm
I
saying?
don't agree.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, what's your big expectation for the second half of the season?
For what?
For anything.
Team?
Anything after trades and all that stuff.
I think the Sixers need to beat 500 teams in the East more. They had the best record in the East.
So they're climbing all the way from the 4-5 seed to the first seed.
Mm-hmm.
Hell to the no, to the no, 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 no. Hell no, no, to the no, no. Hell to the no, no, to the no, 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 no. Hell to the no, no, to the no, no, no.
Okay.
They just need to practice and get their squad together, which they will.
At this part of the season, people don't even practice those time. Yeah, okay.
They need to practice and learn each other more.
Okay. So Sixers are gonna currently the Sixers are the fifth seed, 37-21, and Milwaukee's 43-14. So they're gonna catch that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So is that 10 game difference?
Just about.
There's only 25 games left.
They
So
can still do it.
what do you
And for Toronto?
what's your big Toronto?
Second, right?
Toronto is currently, I believe they're
43.
they already
There, I just looking at it. Toronto is 43 and 16.
43-16.
43
Oh,
So they're second.
Indiana 38.
They're second behind 40. They were second behind.
Indiana's 38-20.
They should just tank because y'all
I don't
not
think
doing
so.
nothing in the playoffs. Y'all not going nowhere.
Why not?
But they wasn't.
Why not? Who's leading the team?
But-
Tyreek Evans?
First of all, it's
Nate
also
McMillan's a good coach.
and
Their
They're
coach won't win you a championship.
You're
You got
right.
some great players.
well,
I agree.
Vic went down. So
well,
you
first
can't-
off,
Right. So
Vic went down, but you're not gonna tank though.
Yeah.
You're not gonna tank though.
and he
I
went
mean-
down. He only went down.
Were they gonna win the championship with Victor Oladipo though?
I'm an honest person.
I
I'm
hear
a
you.
baller. And I'm gonna be honest. If I know we're not gonna do, if I'm on the Pacers, I know we're not gonna beat anybody in the East and get to the finals.
So, but were they gonna get to the finals with Victor Oladipo though?
No,
So you gonna tank even if you do have Victor Oladipo though?
to get more pieces. No, we have Victor playing now.
That's my point. It's the same thing.
But
They
he's
weren't going,
not playing, so
but they weren't gonna go to the championship with
Yeah.
Victor. So I mean, like you're not gonna tank. You're gonna play, and then all season you're gonna see who you can sign because you need Victor Oladipo to give you leverage to sign somebody, right? So I mean, you're not gonna tank because then if you,
I mean not tank, but just how they even their record. They was losing. I
Because they
thought
were playing. Because Vic came back and they got it
he
together.
didn't come back. He ain't coming back.
No, I'm saying when he
Oh.
in the beginning of the season he didn't play. He was hurt in the very beginning,
Mhm.
and then Vic came
But
back
then
and
after
they
he-
just started playing very.
But after
well.
he left, though, they have a really good system. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I wouldn't necessarily tank. But like, Indiana's not a huge marketplace, so you gotta do good without your star to attract other people to come. Or
They take ball serious.
yeah, that's
My prediction is that Toronto will come out of the Eastern Conference now with this new addition. I think it kind of completes their team because they don't now they have an option where they don't have to play Serge Ibaka at the 5, and Serge Ibaka can go.
That's true. He's not a good. He's not a good.
He
center.
can play the 5. Yeah, but you didn't have the option for the other one
Yeah.
because you had was it
Siakam.
Valanciunas.
Yeah, Valanciunas,
Siakam's a beast.
who like he
He missed that series against Cleveland where he missed
40s.
two bunnies at the rim to go up on Cleveland the first game. Like he's not really like.
His name
He
got
reminds me
buzz
like an
bigger
Aaron
this
Baines.
year because I didn't even know who he was last year, to be honest.
He reminds me
He
of
was tough.
Aaron
And
Baines.
then this year,
No, he's way more offensively skilled than Aaron Baines. He's way more.
He's still learning with the offense, from what I see.
He has a beard out of this world, bro.
So that's my prediction. Toronto comes out of the East now. I probably am reneging because I used to say Boston would come out the East and lose, but
Okay.
I don't say that. I think now it's Toronto. So that's
My bold prediction. Everybody's gonna laugh, but I'm going to say it. That's not really bold. I think you want to watch out for the Brooklyn Nets, and I think they're gonna catch somebody slipping in the first round.
Yeah.
Because right now the playoffs started, they're playing Indiana, and I think they can take Indiana. D'Angelo Russell averaging 20 pieces, 20.5 points.
They can beat
They can beat that.
They could be anybody.
Westcom just came back.
LeVert came back.
Where's my boy? Definitely watch out.
Kenny Atkins is pretty tough.
And,
Coach Joe Harris.
Spencer Dinwiddie.
And you know who let him?
nice.
You know who let him go, right? Detroit, of course. We let him go, and now he
He's
dropping
nice.
buckets.
I like him.
And he
had like 40 a game
I
this year.
follow Brooklyn. I couldn't even tell you.
Brooklyn is
What
Brooklyn
game?
is
I know you
serious.
saw it, Zach. What game was that where they were getting cooked, but he was hooping? He was coming
He
up.
hit about 30. He scored 33 that game. I know what game I'm talking about.
I heard of Spencer, but I don't know.
And
nice.
he's
I like
nice.
him.
I mean, he had surgery, so he's not gonna come back until possibly the postseason. But Brooklyn gonna catch some people slipping.
I've just been looking at the standings and I look, I'm like, whoa.
Brooklyn and they're above 500.
And I keep waiting for him to fall off.
Mm-hmm.
You just keep waiting for him to fall around, like the gnat to be in your face.
No, they're legit.
And it's always there. So.
Brooklyn needs to re-sign D'Angelo Russell. I know Magic Johnson. Yeah, Lonzo. The hype was great, but Magic should have kept him.
Yeah,
Should have kept him.
You can't get rid of a lefty shooter.
But I mean,
somebody that might be good.
That's what I'm saying. D'Angelo Russell can shoot the three. He can drive to the rim, and he has a good mid-range game. That pull up, step back.
He has ice in his veins.
Exactly.
I don't know.
So Brooklyn out of the first round.
I wouldn't have got rid of him.
But I mean, I understand that too. The whole thing where he snitched on that whole thing where he blew Iggy Azalea and Nick.
Yeah,
he wasn't a leader. I mean, I get
He did
it.
a couple things.
But he was young. But Lonzo Ball sitting here
making raps.
making rap songs but can't stay on the court. I don't
But he
understand.
doesn't cause any problems in a lot of them,
But he causes
his dad.
Your dad is attached to you. If you're a brand,
That's not fair.
no, I don't
Not
care.
fair.
If you are a brand,
No.
Serena's dad don't be all up in the music videos, all up in the photo shoots. He be chilling.
In the beginning, he was.
He was not.
He
He's
did
a
something
director.
recently that
Social
I
media
didn't
wasn't big back then, so he can get away with that. LeVar is sitting here blasting Luke Walton. He not a coach.
Because he not.
Lonzo is better than LeBron. Like what?
He's
He
an
is,
idiot.
though.
He's a clown.
And let's be real though.
Lonzo's better than LeBron.
Who's that not gonna believe that though? Let's be real.
A real
But
dad.
you can
No,
look.
that
I'm not gonna say my son is better.
Yeah, my dad.
I'm gonna put all the confidence in
Nah.
my son, and I'm gonna say he's nice.
And you're not putting any confidence.
No,
you give your son limited
Oh,
confidence.
my God.
That's limited
I'm
confidence.
not gonna tell my
Bruh.
son.
I'm tell my
You can be better. I'm
But
not
my
gonna say
thing
you're
is,
better. You can be better.
Are you?
No.
So your dad. Let's say hypothetically, you're on the Lakers, and your dad's doing social media takes like my son need to play. You not gonna be upset?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm letting him talk his stuff.
That's like if someone comes to Under Armour and they're like, "Why isn't my son getting a pay raise?" Da 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 da. You know what they're gonna say?
That's
Well, your son don't
exactly
gotta
the
work here no more.
It's exactly the same. It's just different business.
I think it's all. I'll say the one thing. I personally, it's also one thing too. Is like, it's his dad saying all this, and Lonzo doesn't say much. So I feel like it's wrong to try to benefit and say that about Lonzo just because of somebody he can't really. I don't say he can't control. Just because of somebody that's not him. Like,
Or you can fire him from
You
being.
can tell his dad to shut up.
Yeah, not shut
mean,
up.
I will. Dad, shut up.
you can, but I'm just
Withdraw.
saying, like, but again, like that's where it's like, but you can't blame. It's still not fair, in my opinion, to blame that on Lonzo.
Yeah,
I can tell
blame
him.
him.
I don't blame him.
When
I
you-
don't
but when
blame
you
him,
start-
but I told
but
him
when
to
you-
shut up.
Nah, but when you start saying like, "Oh, we need to get rid of him," then it's like you blaming Lonzo consequences for his.
But
dad.
I don't even want to get rid of him for that. I
Right.
feel like in your 2 years you have done nothing.
What you mean? Lonzo was really good.
He's been hurt.
He's been hurt, but he's
I
been
like
good.
him.
when he's
Part
on
of your package, part of your game as a
His
player,
availability.
durability.
His availability.
Thank you.
The best ability is availability.
Exactly.
But when he's on the floor, and I'll say one thing too, it's not like he has a history of being injury prone.
He doesn't. But my thing is,
Well,
people were giving him a lot of praise, but I
2
didn't.
years. He hurt his
The
knee.
first
he
3
hurt
years, you
his
missed at
ankle.
least 30 games, bro.
Yeah.
I need you to play.
But
I'm
that's
paying
only.
you
But
to
that's
play.
what, but I know you. Then for that case, we can get a lot of people about the league, but we still
Not LeBron.
Should
Not the GOAT.
All right, that's
The real goat.
That's the
Moving
segue.
on.
That's the segue for the
Moving
next topic. All right, so topic number 3.
Hot.
We're gonna switch to NFL. Colin Kaepernick reaches a settlement with the NFL on the collusion case and signed a non-disclosure along with Eric Reed.
That's
What
his
do you-
teammate.
that was
the teammate to deal with him.
The second guy.
He's now on the Panthers, and he was drug tested over 10 times. I want to say
in less than a full like half a season.
He passed every single one.
But still.
So, what do you think? What are your thoughts on the Colin Kaepernick settlement? Should he have settled? Does he come back to the NFL?
I don't know who wants to go first. I don't care.
I'll go first. I don't think it's hard because when you sign a non-disclosure, like I don't want to say it's kind of like I don't want to say it's a cop out because he's standing for the cause. I still believe he's standing for the cause, but it kind of I don't want to say it shatters everything he did, but now it's kind of like they paid you, but you still might not get back in the league.
You sold out for a check.
He did.
Yeah, he sold out for a check.
I'm keeping it 100. I feel like at first I really don't care about it, kind of, but what you just said, that I didn't really know about it. All the knowledge you just gave me on it, it made sense. You basically copped out.
Yeah.
Like he just said, you gave up your college for a check, basically, unless this was your whole idea from the jump or something.
No, I mean,
or you really had the idea of let me be black and let me promote black power, but at the end, it was like, all right, this is what's going to happen probably. I'm going to cop out now.
I think the tough part is like, what it comes down to, you kind of forget is like, could you win the case or not?
Yeah.
So like, we all agree that there's something going on behind the curtain with the whole NFL, like not letting this man get a job. Everybody can agree to that. But as far as trying to prove that in the court of law is going to be very difficult with an entity like the NFL, because they were probably ready to drag this thing out for
a long time,
2-3 years, and now we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars for a legal team that Colin got to pay for it. So like, I kind of feel it on that, but I also kind of like, in my personal opinion, I still think you sold out and you gave up because. First of all, I think you had a case. Like, when Nathan Peterman can get a job in the NFL, Nathan Peterman, the quarterback from the Bills, Nathan Peterman, the one who had 17, like something crazy, like 17 interceptions for one touchdown in like 6 games. Josh
Johnson didn't play for 3 years or 4 years.
Nathan Peterman
longer than that.
Got cut from the Bills and then got another job, all while Colin Kaepernick's out there sitting out. I understand that's hard to prove collusion, but I still think you gotta. Sometimes I always say too, some stuff is bigger than one person, so you kind of gotta take an L because now it's like, what happens to the next player that tries to take a stand and they take a knee or for police brutality or for the LGBT community or whatever they take a stand for, like, and the NFL doesn't like it.
Exactly.
What happens then?
Exactly. So, and it's like I'm kind of like double-sided on it. Like I don't want to say he sold out. But I mean, he did it. But at the same time, maybe it's been 2-3 years, and you served your purpose in that area. But at the same time, I feel bad because all right, you have this undisclosure, and then you still don't get signed. You should have went. He probably the Canadian League.
He's not getting a job.
Yeah, the Canadian League. Yeah, the Canadian League offered him like interest. Why not go over there for a year, play? I mean, I know it's beneath you, but at this point, you go out there, you zap out, and then somebody from the NFL will sign you because What's his name from the Chiefs? He pushed the rim. Kareem Hunt. He just got signed by the Browns. And it's just like the league is they're not going to sign him because the league is very one dimensional and they're very hypocritical because you're basically saying it's okay to hit women and we'll re-sign you, but if you stand up for something that explicits the truth, we're not going to re-sign you. And I feel like he just shot himself in the foot now because you're making yourself look bad because you really did renege and you copped out. I don't want to say copped out because I appreciate and applaud everything he did, but you copped out now. And it's like, we don't know the figures, but it goes to show when something serious happens or when the black community is hurt or affected or the minority, we'll sell out for a check. And that's tough. That's tough.
He copped out. I mean, as a little kid, his goal probably was to make it to the NFL.
You made it.
Your goal is or your dream is you love football, so that doesn't mean you have to play in the NFL. So he did cop out. You said it, bro. Like you did all of that and then copped out, bro. Yeah. I mean, you made it a little bit of a point. You put your name out there. A couple songs had your name, but you copped out, bro.
I'm interested to see though.
But he's mixed anyway.
Yeah. He was adopted.
Yeah,
He
was
British.
adopted by,
Yeah.
Caucasian.
And his mom called it, and she had the nerve to say he shouldn't be doing that. You gave up your right when you gave up.
His real mom?
I want to say so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So my thing is, also we talk about this all the time, but was he good enough to get away with it? Because you think about a lot of players that get away with huge things, they had a good season. Think about it. Ray Rice, after that video surfaced, he told the truth before the video came up, but he had a bad season.
Yeah,
Ray Lewis was arguably connected to a murder, or allegedly connected to a murder.
Allegedly caught a body.
But they won the Super Bowl, right?
That same year.
So he got away with that. Michael Vick, the Dogs.
I mean, and then he would, yeah.
Were you good enough to get away with that at that moment? Like,
I mean, it just depends. I think
he didn't have a good season. The year before when he did that, he didn't have a good season.
He's not.
And he should have restructured his deal.
I feel like Russell Wilson would have got away with it.
Nah.
Because he's big enough.
I think
right, he's not that type of person.
It depends on the
big
topic.
Enough.
It depends on the topic. Like, I feel like they've kind of drawn the line. Like, as soon as you start talking about like animal rights, you out of here.
Animal rights. Yeah.
As soon as you start talking about civil rights, you out of here.
Yeah.
But as long as you talking about like,
well, Michael Jenkins did it too.
Who?
Philly safety.
For
Michael Jenkins.
He
He stood up for Black Power. He had a shirt like in a board. Like he's very vocal about it. But it's the way he did it, and then they just won a Super Bowl. So it's like,
he is. Awesome.
Are you good enough to get away with it? He's a Pro Bowl. Are you good enough to do it? What does your resume say? And that sucks. But I just hope
you probably right a point. Maybe you're right.
Are you good enough as a black
person to get away with that?
Yeah.
Michael Jenkins was doing all that. I believe he's a member of Omega Psi Phi. He won the Pro Bowl. Pro Bowler.
He captain on the defense.
You team just won a Super Bowl.
And he always been outspoken too.
Yeah. And then you're in Philadelphia. Yeah. So you likely are you good enough? Where you at? It's
actually, on top of that, Cap ain't in the city that's gonna back him up.
He in San Fran.
If Cap was in Philly, they'd have backed him up.
I would say too that also depends also too, because that's like had he been like champion for LGBTQ, he probably would have got a different response from that San Francisco crowd than
that's true too.
Like the Black Lives Matter or like civil rights.
That's true too.
So
I'm just saying, Dante Stallworth. I hate to bring it up. He hit somebody in the hip. He killed somebody in the DUI.
He's drunk, yeah.
Yeah, and then but you got to play with the Ravens the next year.
Yeah, he got signed a couple of times.
Did he get a ring? He was with me too. He was with Pittsburgh. I'm pretty sure.
I don't think he got.
Well, I know he's with the Eagles for fact.
He was with the Patriots at one point too.
And the Saints. Well, that happened when he was on the Saints.
And then they sitting here crucifying Josh Brown for some weed.
Did you know his story?
Who?
I know he has
Josh Gordon.
Josh Gordon, I'm sorry.
But do you know his story? His
yeah.
full story?
That
dude, no. I don't want to say he's ahead. He his problem started back in like 5th grade. Like long story short, think of everything possible that could go wrong in a child's life. That's him. So like,
I just let him play. He's just smoking a little plant.
Like broken, but he's been doing like a lot of drugs outside of that, like hard, like cocaine and like all that. But when you actually like look at his story, like broken home, never had a place to live, was in gangs starting like 7th grade, started smoking in like 8th grade, like 5th grade, was drinking, like in class, like going to class, like going to school drunk because he just was like coaches would drop him, like he played football, coaches would drop him off and he'd never be the same location because he ain't got nowhere to go. So like when you actually look at his story, you like, all right, man, you need.
I don't.
A whole nother because
I don't.
He doesn't. Yeah, you would.
I mean,
he's a whole
parts of it, but then I don't.
No, you would because he's not. His problem is not that. Oh, you should stop smoking. Like no, you have a systemic
trauma,
trauma that you need to deal with to get yourself back into a good space.
Yeah.
So it just so happens that on top of that, instead of his talent being finance, his talent is football.
Yeah.
Like. He's been recorded at like Baylor, like he would go to games drunk and then play decent, and like he's never like it's quite like ridiculous. Like you do some research in his story, like he never played a game sober.
All right, we're gonna
50-50.
All right, so we're gonna put a pin in that. That's interesting. I'll have to look that up. All right, so next we're gonna go to quick strike. Yes or no? Quick explanation. Get in, get out. We got 5 quick strikes for today. So the first quick strike. This one troubled me a little bit. Actually, no, it's really good. Who's better, Kawhi Leonard or Paul George? And we say better, we're not looking at. Are we looking at framework? I mean, you can give your answer for framework of the body, like his whole career, or we can just talk about this season. Preferably this season because they're both in different. They're getting acclimated in their new spots. I mean, even though Paul George was in OKC last year, but this is his first year. Where I'm here, I'm that guy, or one of the guys because Russ is there. But so who's better, Kawhi or Paul George, and why?
I like Paul George better because he has more of a raw game to me.
Okay.
I don't know. Like I go back and forth. I want to say Kawhi Leonard, but I'm gonna say Paul George because I feel like Paul George is more. I almost want to say Paul George has more potential because the flavor is great, but I don't really care. It's like, can you
give me a bucket?
Can you give me some buckets?
Yeah. Flavor.
And Paul George has more, but Paul George can get you more on the offensive end, but still give you really good defense. But Kawhi is he can give you some 30, and his defense will be better. But
structure.
Paul will get you 45, 50.
Exactly.
I won't say it's even structured.
I see it at their games. Paul George will come up, give you that wow. Kawhi's not like that. Kawhi's gonna come up, set the pick, wow.
I don't care how.
But you gotta look at the system he played. The system, Sandy. You gotta look at the systems he played.
I
don't
care
about
college. You look at college, and then you look at.
I just regardless, you just see it in certain people's games, that inner city or versus that suburb game.
That don't mean
nothing.
Paul George is the inner city player.
What you trying to say is this?
So Klay Thompson is a suburb player.
I know he don't.
You don't like his game?
I didn't say that. He don't have that. All right,
What
I'll explain it to you.
There's no swagger to his game.
Right.
I get what you mean.
Right.
And the last piece that you're trying to say, and you're getting misconstrued, is that Kawhi Leonard does not create for others as the word Paul George will create for others.
Kawhi does create.
He
not as much at all.
Went up this year.
It did.
He's averaging 7 assists.
It did, but just because you're getting assists doesn't mean you created that.
You're right.
Paul George.
That's why
Paul George can handle the ball, bring the ball up, penetrate the defense, make a pass.
Okay.
It don't matter how you do it.
Okay.
Kawhi Leonard is not gonna make that same play from 1 to 10.
It's structure.
He won't make that play from beginning to end.
All right, so
he'll create. But
okay.
He won't create as well as much.
So I'm gonna take you into the archive of clips. God darn it, because Kawhi Leonard, I'm gonna say Kawhi Leonard's better. Kawhi Leonard, yes, he doesn't have that swag. He'll come up he'll hit you with a hezzy, then he'll pull up a three. Kawhi's gonna back you down. He's gonna hit you with the left shoulder, right shoulder, fade away. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. But he will guard your best player and still drop 30. Paul can do that too.
He won't have an issue.
But I'm saying Kawhi, proven champion, guards LeBron James. Arguably, he is the best. He's
the best defender in the league.
He's the best defender.
On-ball defender?
On-ball and off-ball.
It don't matter.
He's going to do both. And I think in the system.
Off-ball?
He's going to take his big hand.
Oladipo?
No.
Off-ball is more passing lanes, right?
I'm going to say Kawhi. You look at all his fast breaks. Look at his fast break points. Yeah, Oladipo's nice too.
But Paul George is leading the league in steals, ain't he?
He is.
Is it steals a game or is it steals?
Steals.
No. Which one?
Both, ain't it?
Yeah.
Actually, I think Paul George and Russell Westbrook is 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Steals.
I believe so.
And that don't mean
hold on.
good defense.
But
no,
that's true. But that's something. So my thing is with Kawhi. My thing is this year is his year to be a leader. Third topic for a quick straight. Who wins? Who wins out? Who wins out on top in the Eastern Conference out of the two? Boston or Philly?
I said Toronto.
No, I'm saying so.
Who
between Boston and Philly? Yeah.
Who
I guess
records or
at the end of the season, head to head. Who do you have?
I'm with my Sixers.
You going with your Sixers? Okay.
Philly.
All right.
Philly.
Okay.
I'm going Boston.
Boston? Why so? Quick explanation as to why.
Sixers need time to gel.
Mm-hmm.
I think Boston will turn it up in the second half of the season / playoffs. They've been there before.
Mm-hmm.
They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing a little bit. Know what to look for.
Okay.
I like that.
I agree. I think it's Boston too. I just think you have Gordon Hayward coming off the bench. You have Jaylen Brown coming off the bench. Gordon he hasn't been consistent yet, and he still has a minute restriction. And then Kyrie's hurt, but then you have Terry Rozier coming off the bench, and then if Kyrie is hurt, he can slide right into the point guard position. I just think they're gonna have too much. And I don't necessarily Brett Brown's system. I mean, it's not really much of a system you have to run because you have 4 All-Stars. But I don't know. I just don't see. Philly got rid of a lot of their bench, but then they gained a lot back. So, did do have Mike Scott. That's a tough one.
They got a squad.
They got a squad. I just think
I think for Boston to win, it's all on Kyrie.
How? They won without Kyrie last year. So how's it gonna come down to all Kyrie?
I don't win them without Kyrie. That's how.
They did it last year without Kyrie.
They lost last year
To the Sixers?
Finals.
they lost to
Oh,
LeBron.
Sixers, yeah, but Sixers are improved. They got the same, and not just beat the Sixers, but they didn't blow them. What was it? 4-2?
But the thing that scares me though is Boston beat Philly the other week without Kyrie.
Yeah.
And they beat them last year in the playoffs without Kyrie.
Okay, but
Last year, I got to throw last
Sixers
year.
are better
Their roster,
now.
And they're adding Kyrie this year.
But,
so
the Sixers roster was
Kyrie
completely
played.
different last year, though. Their roster was completely different.
They got
You
Jimmy
don't
Butler.
let-
You can't compare.
Yeah,
Butler
I say
to Collins.
and Tobias Harris. That's huge. That's huge. And then their bench is
And then
completely
they got
different,
some savvy vets.
Man.
Jonathan Simmons is a vet. He played on the Spurs.
And Magic. Okay.
They got Mike Scott.
They got Mike Scott. He's a vet.
He can hit it. He can hit a jumper. His percentage is probably high. And then they got Boban. I like Boban.
I like Boban.
He becomes a fan favorite like everywhere he goes.
And then Detroit, of course, we let him go too. Go figure. All right. Antonio Brown. Does he remain? What do you think about the situation? Does he remain a Steeler going into the 2019-20 season?
I don't know what they're gonna do with the Steelers. I just hope like Tyler.
He wants to be traded, and he's had a barrage of issues. Apparently, he didn't pay someone he let to do his hair. He got he was reckless driving, and then
He was going like 106.
He pushed some chick down.
Yeah.
I saw that. He pushed his baby mom.
Oh God.
Apparently, she wanted money because she got their daughter's hair done. I guess she wanted to get reimbursed, and he basically was get off my step with that probably.
Push.
That's what I read.
Is he gonna be a Steeler?
No.
I wanted him to be a Steeler, but if he wants to get traded, then trade him. We got Juju.
I don't think he gets traded until midway into the season because the Steelers organization is very conservative, and they want to work through patterns. And then he blasted Ben Roethlisberger, by the way, saying that he has.
They need to get rid of him too.
Yeah.
Ben's about to be done. Don't get rid of him.
I think you have to get rid of him because he's gonna be a parasite in the locker room, and then you already dealing with Le'Veon Bell.
This is last year. This is his last year.
But he's the best receiver in the league, though.
I'm talking about Ben.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Talk about Ben.
One more year.
Oh, Ben's right. If Tom Brady continues to play, Ben's like, why not? But Ben, the difference is Ben's on the ground all the time.
He's slow, fast, chunky.
Saying he's on the ground all
He's
the
a
time.
bum.
He's a Hall of Famer.
All right.
You know, you think everybody will make the Hall of Fame?
He got 2 rings.
He will make the Hall of Fame.
Yes,
But
you
the
can have
rest
it.
of these people you call the Hall of
I can
Famers,
speak facts.
bro,
Well,
Andre Iguodala is not making the Hall of Fame.
Andre
Famer.
Iguodala is a Hall of Famer. So
He making the Hall
this is
of
our
Fame.
third show, and it's called Outlandish. Check us out. Where can they follow you at?
You can follow me on Instagram, the only Don Yan.
Mr. Yan_Jr.
Zackery Rogers 13. Zackery Rogers. Follow me. Thanks for watching.